All right, guys, let's take a look. Quick video on the Longines DolceVita 30 millimeter dress watch. These come in multiple different variations and different sizes. This one I think is the smaller size, if I'm not mistaken, at least the men's smaller size, because I was trying to do the research on this and I was like, wait a minute, am I mixing up the numbers? Because the lug to lug on this one is 43.7, and when I quickly looked on the website, it said like 47 or 48 mil, and I'm like, maybe I thought I messed it up. But then I found this particular one, which is actually 28 millimeter case and 43.7 lug to lug is what I measure. Only 10.2 thick, and you can see that curved sapphire crystals to fit the case perfectly, which there's no bezel on this, so the sapphires applied directly onto the case. I'm a huge fan of that. I think that's just fun. And a unique case shape on this. Well, I guess maybe it's not that unique because there's a bunch of companies out there that make these rectangle watches. Longines has been doing it a long time, and you can tell this one's a beautiful watch. So 19 millimeter strap width here. The longer lug to lug one actually has a 21 millimeter strap width. So both of them odd numbers, but those are fairly easy to get now. And to be quite honest with you guys, the Longines straps that come on these watches are just simply amazing. So typically when you buy one of these, unless it's worn out, it's the strap that you're going to want to wear the watch on. This is genuine leather, alligator, in nice hardware, sewn or a fixed keeper, a floating keeper, just a great strap paired with an awesome dress watch. Will I wear something like this? No. I mean, I kind of wish I had opportunities to wear something like this, but I just don't. So inside this, 30 meter water resist. It's a push-pull crown. And I'm going to talk about the crown here in a second because that's like my main gripe with this watch. The movement inside is the L592, Longines 592 movement, but it's actually an ETA A20 decimal L11, which is a COSC three-handed with a date complication. And then, smaller size so it can fit in these unique sized watches. Retail price $16.75. I'm sure you're going to get a deal on that. I really think Longines is a brand to watch in case you don't already. I'm already a huge fan with my Longines Big Eye, and there's a few other watches that I have my eyes on from the brand that I could see owning at least one more, and probably a quartz. You guys might be able to guess what one that is. I think recently discontinued too, so I'm gonna have to check that out. So my big gripe with this one, let's zoom in. I want to show you the crown. Yeah, there's no knurling on it at all. Looks great. I mean, it's kind of fun, right? But terrible for operating. Easy to pull in and out. If you have a little bit of nail, then you can pop it out, no problem. But turning it, it works. Like, I can do it, but it's not a tactile feel that you're used to. So the fine precision that you would typically have with just some sort of knurling on it is just not there. So adjusting it, not that big of a deal, I guess. So maybe I'm overreacting there. However, if you want to wind this movement, it's a stiffer winding movement, and I can tell I'm winding it, but I'm probably getting like a quarter of turn to what I typically would be if there was knurling on it. So I get the design feature of it to make it work really nice with the lines of the watch, but as far as the practicality of use, it is terrible, just terrible. But can you overlook it? I mean, sure, it's something that it's not like you're going to be fiddling with the crown all the time. It's not like a dive bezel with no knurls on it and you can't spin the dive bezel. That's something that you're going to use on a more regular basis if you're timing things. This is, you kind of set it and it's an automatic movement, so you wear it and you're good to go. Dial, beautiful dial, thermally blued hands. I mean, the dial is just so dynamic. I love the Romans on this. I think you can get a Arabic version as well, but I love the Romans on this. It's so fitting for the watch, I think. So let's pop this on wrist. Of course, I'm not going to do a loom shot. There is no loom on this. So this is what it would look like on a 7 1/4 inch wrist if you were interested. And again, this is the 28 by essentially 44 millimeter. So a little bit on the smaller size for this one. I'd be curious to see what the 48 mil one looks like. That would definitely fill up my wrist more. And I think it's also 28, but it just has a larger presence. But this one works on wrist. You know, maybe you could wear it occasionally as a dress watch if you do find yourself in that position where you want to wear a dress watch, or just a dressier watch, even casually. I'm sure there's people out there that do that as well. I see that often. But just a great looking, well-constructed watch. I'm going to give it a thumbs down on the crown. I think it looks great, but it's terrible to use. Other than that, I think a beautiful watch, and I love Longines as a brand. Obviously, like I said, I have the big eye, and it is just a phenomenal watch. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.